What is the purpose of the free will, and do you have one? Guys, I absolutely love to speak on this topic because your free will is literally everything and everyone has it. It is actually your magic wand. It is actually your ability of the creator that you are. Creator, right? Being in this physical material world is ability for you to materialize things, right? To put things in action. This realm, this physical realm, its language of this physical material realm is action. So we are all given this free will. This free will is to initiate. You have this whole universe, this whole energy at your energy at your disposal. The free will is how you take that energy and choose certain direction and set things in play, set things in action. From your true free will, from you, from every single person in this world, is how everything and anything has been created, and how anything and anything will be created. So, another really important thing to understand with a free will, what is really important for you to really own it, to really get it, and that is that you always have a choice. You may be put many times in the situation where you thought you had been made to think that you don't have a choice, but you always you always have the choice. There is always the choice. There is always the solution out of everything. There is always a cure for anything. Not one, thousands different approaches to the same thing. It is just about, how this upside down world that I always love to talk about, how it's structured, so they back you in a corner. Then, you, for example, shoot yourself so many times in the foot saying, well, I don't have a choice. You surrender, you put the white flag. But even with that, not having the choice, you made the choice. You made the choice. So, was that choice beneficial to who? To you. Is that choice beneficial to where are you sending this energy? So, basic laws, law of that's coming to mind, action and reaction, right? For every action there is opposite and equal, reaction. So, you are this energy, and so with your free will, you take part of that energy and you send it certain way, and that energy that you send it, it's never stopping. It's always far reaching. It is like a wave of, your energy that just keep on transmuting and keep on living, and then depends on what you've done, it's what comes back to you in a term of karma. That is the first basic level that most people, on me included, on earth needed to go through. Because after that law of karma, once you are smart enough to choose to use your choices and your free will, so that when you send something, when it's a ripple, that you send a ripple out, and then your word, your deed, your action, your anything that you are sending out of your energy, doesn't matter do you say it or you just send someone you curse someone, or you're jealous of someone, or you whatever, you being jealous of someone, you are sending this negative energy to that person, and that's why it comes back to you in this form of negative way. So, for example, right, if you for example, you do a deed, for example, that is gonna you help some person that is because of you created many good deeds, that energy, your initial energy, you exchange the energy with this person, whatever, you improve that person, and then that energy starts to make ripples. That's how, if you do, if you fully own it, your free will, as you always having the choice and always choosing the right thing no matter what, because you have your conscience, right? No one needs to tell you what is good, what is wrong, because you have your conscience, and therefore you pick the things and you do the things that what feel good. It's that simple. It's not a rocket science, right? And so because the more that you can do this, then it ripples out, it comes back to you as what? What do you think? It comes back to you as grace. Until a certain period, you have to pay off your karma, whatever, however that it looks like. But then instead of karma, you start to live under the law of grace. And if I'm really passionate about, knowing and playing and exploring all the laws of the universe, because that is something that will never change. And understanding that, that we all have come here with different baggage. For example, someone you would see, you would be maybe jealous of someone that just got it easy. It was born in easy family. Like it's like you're just looking on the outside and you're like, oh my God, that person has it easy and he's not even grateful. Well, you don't know what that person, done in previous lives, or I would argue instantaneous lives, so this life here, he's just coming to enjoy, maybe he done his hard lifting a long time ago. You don't know. This is why don't judge, right? Because you don't know what other energies are all about, and all your focus and all your intention, and you have to be preoccupied with your own energy, like call it your own field, your own pond. And the more you sort things over here, it's how everything else is going to reflect this beautiful garden that you planted, if you will, because whatever it's outside of you, if you are not enjoying what you are seeing, that means that you haven't weeded out your garden and done the proper work. So energy. So the the free will is actually the energy, is that arrow that you send out of your field, and that arrow, it's constantly it's once you send it, it's forever there. It's almost like when you do the video, you put anything online, it's forever there. Okay, it's just gonna circulate, it's gonna here, it's gonna there, it's gonna touch different lives. And what is this video gonna do? What is the ripples gonna come back to you, right? And so the free will is your ability that was given to you to choose. You have everything on your disposal, all the tools, and now you are this charged up, self-sustaining energy unit with all the tools, all the ideas, whatever, and however you're going to steer your mind and what you create, and then you just send that arrow, and that arrow reaches far and wide. What are you sending? Because you're sending something every day, whether you are scrolling and say, this person is stupid, and this one is that, this one is that. You're sending something out, and energy is, alive, and it's gonna go to that person, it's gonna cause something else, and therefore that person might snap and do something else, and then that person can do something irrational and do something else. Even from those small ones that you send those arrows, that energy, once it leaves your field, you have no control over it. That's another one. So what are you sending? free will. This is where you need to come back, because this is either creating your karma, more of karma, because if you're suffering, you can be the most beautiful person, you can do charity, you can go to church, you can help everyone, but deep down you are resenting this person, you are hating this person, even if you haven't done them harm. You have, because you send them that hate, you send them that resentment. Those are actually the sins, that resentment. Many people, they do things for people because it's polite thing to do, or because they think they have to, or whatever, but in the same time they are resenting that person, because they're resenting the fact they have to do it again. So they're choosing that with their own free will, shooting themselves in the foot and sending out the poisonous arrows that are going to poison many, many, many more. So, are you going to do something, are you constantly, your thing is to emanate beautiful things, to send people beautiful things. When you see someone successful, when you see someone beautiful, oh my God, enjoy it. Like, I love to see young, beautiful women, and I always take time to tell them, do you know how beautiful you are? Like, I bet they don't know how beautiful they are, and I always take the time to really say it from my heart, because I want them, because it's just in my nature, I would say, but things like that. But it's different, if you say them to their face, but in the deep down you're jealous, you have to work on that. For example, what is jealousy? Jealousy is a feeling of you losing something which you even didn't have. It's just stupidity next level. But complex beings, humans we are, but you have to understand that you are energy. And there is only one responsibility you have been given coming to this game of life here, and that is the responsibility of that energy. Free will. That is what free will is. Your free will is that error, and what you're going to do, and is this going to create a movement, positive or negative? What is going to come back to you, karma or grace? Because let me tell you something. If you are like really doing, not just on the outside, I'm talking the whole thing, you're the one energy. If you are doing this right, you have to see this in your energy. You have to, in your life, as an evidence of abundance, of joy and grace, of love, and like, you have to have it. This is why it's easy for me when I work with people, when I select who I'm going to listen to, from who I'm going to learn. I just look at their life. I can see that. You can see this. You can just ask, what is my all about? You're going to get the answer. You are that intuitive. Everyone is. And are you going to support a person like that or not? Simple as. So, interesting thing. So the free will, it's all about the action. So the free will is this initial action. You're setting something into the place. You are steering the route of your ship, and then you're gonna send a whole, couple of ships that way, and you're gonna send a couple of ships over that way. And what they're gonna do after that, you don't know. And all of a sudden, it's gonna hit you this and that, and you don't know what hit you and why. Because you already forgot what you sent. But every single thing that you send is still ongoing. It's never ending. That's what's energy. Energy cannot be transmuted, cannot be created or executed. It can only be transmuted. So it keeps on going. It keeps on changing the shape. But like, it's you sending that certain direction. All right. So energy, so the way is that you send the energy, this is intuitively mine that I'm teaching you now. So the free will is this action, this initial action. The action is the language of the physical material world. It's how you set things in play. set things in action in this physical material world, how they're going to ripple out, ripple out, ripple out. Okay? How you initiate, how you start something. So energy, you can be transferring energy, creating energy, like in a way, just transferring energy, creating energy, modifying energy, and enhancing energy. So transferring energy, but transferring energy, you are transferring your blueprint into something else, making something else carry part of you. So you are like transferring, piece of yourself, piece of your knowledge, piece of whatever. You are like copy paste. You're transferring this onto someone. Okay, and you are adding a puzzle in, like you are copying. Like this is why I always say you can only give what you have, what you are. You just can give what you are. Like you cannot give out of the empty bag. Creating energy is only in a form, you creating a whole new life out of nothing. Again, this is not a new energy, right? But in a way that you can create the new energy, new life in a way. But it's the same energy. You transfer your energy, your partner energy into that child, and therefore it becomes a whole new life out of nothing. Right, seemingly out of nothing, but is the join of that two energies, and then the third one begins. Right, modifying energy is about changing, influencing by adding additional data to it, because energy is data, because data is light. So modifying energy, it's more about, I would say that this part about, this is what I see, in my work with people, because, for example, I see their highest potential. I always see the highest potential in people. People, they know me when I go, blah, 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 because, I get pissed off when I see people underplaying themselves, because I see their glory. I see them all perfect. Right? And then modifying energy is about, you with your energy are influencing another energy, another human, so they start to transmute, to change, to shift their energy field, because, in order with what I do with a life mastery, most of the times you have to get rid of some things, to shift things, to shift the perspective. Your whole life is based on your attitude towards life, towards your perspective towards life, and this is about modifying, like changing the energy. And then the last one, enhancing, is when you, for some kind of people, enhance specific energy. For example, you have all the data in some specific field, like mastery, and then you add these missing links to. So this is like enhancing is like it's what I see. It's like when the structure in this case, it can be a building structure, right? And if you are expert for the buildings, whatever, architects, right? So for me, I work with people, and it's one of the same energy, that of the building or that of the person. And what I do with a person, right? We do to all these things, for example. But enhancing is like I can see, and then just adding the balance, adding the the necessary things really to enhance, because, for example, I see the blockages. When I see the person, I see what is the thing that they need to focus on immediately. Once they bring that thing, for example, to the fruition, all the other areas of their life they pick up, because what we are holistic being. If this is your chart, and one area of your life you pick it up over here, you bring it to this level, your whole chart is gonna rise up because of that. Everything is gonna improve. If you're gonna improve your financial situation, for example, right? Your relationship is going to improve, because there's not going to be fight around the money. Your kids, you know what I mean? Like your quality of family life, everything is going to get better, right? When you heal yourself, right? All the other areas are improving. When you fall in, when you really find your love and everything else seems to pick up, right? Because we are this holistic being. So it is really important because you always have a choice. You have to remember that that's like your only responsibility is to be responsible about your own energy. You are not responsible for anyone else, not for your kids, not for your parents, anyone, nada, only for yourself. How is that responsibility going on for you? What are you doing when no one is watching? This is how you create grace or karma. What do you have in your life? Lack, this is what you are creating. It's about, not about, it's about, your words, your deeds, your thoughts. Everything is the energy. Just by the thought you can send something. But can you imagine if you speak something into this fabric, and then that's what the curse is. You curse someone, you blame them, you whatever, or can you imagine if you go around and you gossip, and now all those people are sending bad things to that person that all came from you. Do you know how far reaching is that? Think about it. So this is what the free will actually means. It's your ability as a creator to create beautiful new universes, not detrimental, things with your word, with the energy, with your words, thoughts, deeds, all of it. So it's about steering the energy in a certain way, certain direction, to create something that hasn't been before. And all of it is about you either expanding or shrinking. Who? God, universe. Because nothing is ever staying still. Everything is always either expanding or shrinking. You're, towards life, towards that. It's like, expanding or shrinking, right? So life is about variety, about the experiences. How much more, this is why, this life is so interesting, because there's so many varieties, and then from all those varieties there is even more varieties. Where does it come from? It's come from your free will, from your intention, from you sending that arrow. Is that arrow full of love or full of hate? What is it? Right? So free will is that initial starting point, that decision, right? Energy is deciding. Where is your energy going, right? And what is this and then energy doing once it has left your field? So again, I'm thinking about Mars. Mars is to decide, from the Latin word decidere, to cut out any other option. There is a video that's for the August, but it's 2 years reset. You have to watch this video. Mars is resetting you right now in one area of your life and expand it with Jupiter. It's very potent, very special, and you want to see that. I'm gonna link this video here. It's for the August and 2 years reset. Okay, so all the way you're gonna have these energies until 2026, somewhere around this time. Okay, so this is my 7 stars. I'm all about the life mastery. Join my community while it's for free. We are just a small group on a WhatsApp. I have a healing pond group, and just you being in this container that I hold people in, of the purest light of God, is how you're just gonna start opening up and achieving things in your life, because that's how the field works. More about it, see the info below, and I'm gonna see you in the group. Much love.